morning. The most news in the morning, period. Weekdays 6 Eastern.
I have to ask you about this unusual pairing here. It's not often we see Chuck Norris together with a presidential candidate. How did this whole thing come about?
You know, the Chuck and Huck deal actually started when Chuck and his wife, Gina, took a good look at all the candidates, and all of a sudden we saw his column on World Net Daily that supported me, and we were just stunned and thrilled, and here we go.
So, Chuck, what do you bring to the campaign here?
Well, I don't know what I bring to the campaign except my support, but actually how I got on the campaign with Mike Huckabee was two boys who started a website called Revolution, R-E-B-E-L, Revolution, and they're twins, the Harris twins in Oregon, and they were supporting Mike Huckabee, and I'm thinking, so the teenagers are backing this man here, and they told me why. So I started, and that's when I really started researching Mike, and just found out that Mike is a guy who means what he says and says what he means, and that's important to me, and so that's why I jumped on the campaign trail with him.
What did you think of the debate tonight? Were you comfortable with the format? Did you like taking questions directly from the public?
You know, if you're going to be president, you're going to work for the people, not for pundits. I loved it. I thought it was terrific because we heard from real people out there in America who got to participate in the process of democracy. After tonight, I wish every debate had been like this. I think it would have been a wonderful experience. Some of the questions were tough, but you know, facing the American people ought to be a tough task. It was tonight. But I thought it was a respectful, and it was a fun debate. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
You seem to take one on the chin tonight from Governor Romney, who said talking to you on immigration and some benefits for the children of illegal aliens was like talking to a liberal from Massachusetts.
Well, you know, I'm going to let him say whatever he wants. You know, I'm running for president. I'm not running against these other guys. We're going to need to be united when it comes time to run against the other party next year. So if others want to, you know, pop me at the kneecaps, that's their business. But my focus is not on what they're doing. My focus is on what I need to be doing to be the best president this country could have.
So when they land one on your chin or they pop you in the kneecaps, as you say, is that where Chuck comes in?
Actually, I worked out with we did some martial arts together, and this guy's tough. We're working the pads and doing a little sparring, and he hung in there with me.
Well, anytime you can run a marathon, which is what the governor has done, you've proven to people that you're in good shape. You said that America is better than to punish the children of undocumented aliens for what their parents have done. Is that a message that resonates with the base? Is that what Republicans want to hear in this election?
I'm not sure they want to hear it, but it's what I believe, so I've got to say it. I'm not going to say something I don't really believe. And I'm not going to pander to a crowd. I don't care what it is. The fact is, I want a secure border. I don't believe in amnesty, and I don't believe in sanctuary cities, and I think we ought to have a heavy penalty on employers who knowingly hire. But I don't believe you punish the unguilty for the guilty, and you don't punish a child for what the parent did, whether it's a bank robbery or whether it's coming across the border. And so if that causes people to say, I'm not voting for Mike Huckabee because of that, well, they got some people up here on this stage that'll tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm just not going to be one of them.
Of course, the big story with Mike Huckabee, and this is a story we've told before, is that you are coming on strong in Iowa. What do you and Chuck Norris do in the next 4.5 weeks there to propel you to a win on January 3rd?
Well, I think it ought to be noted that it was about the time Chuck endorsed me that this surge started. So all I'm going to do is to just say thank you, Chuck, and if anybody messes with me, Chuck's going to get them in a chokehold, and that's the end of that, so there we go.
You trying to put the message out there that it's too dangerous to not vote for Mike Huckabee?
Well, the thing is, Mike's a people's president. And that's what really sold me on him, too. I believe he's not a critics guy. He's a people's guy. And I really think he's the one that should be leading us into the next generation.